Section 2. Walking with God throughout the day. A believer is not only spiritual in the morning and carnal in the afternoon. The life of a believer is a constant communion with the Holy Spirit throughout the day. Whether at work, school, or in the market, the believer must carry a consciousness of God's presence. This is what it means to pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. It doesn't mean kneeling all day, but having your heart always turned toward heaven. Be conscious of your speech. Is it seasoned with grace? Your thoughts, are they aligned with the Word? Your actions, are they examples of Christ's love? Joseph is a powerful example. Whether in Potiphar's house or prison, he behaved with integrity because he feared God and knew God was always with him. Genesis 39:2-3. Let your work be an act of worship. Your words, actions, and even your rest should glorify the Father. The believer must take short moments to pause and whisper to God, "Lead me, Lord." Here's a detailed teaching on the benefits of staying conscious of God's presence throughout the day. Rich enough for use in your book or as a YouTube script. The benefits of staying conscious of God's presence throughout the day. The life of a believer is not meant to be divided into spiritual time and normal time. In truth, every moment belongs to God. Staying conscious of His presence means living with the awareness that God is with you, watching over you, guiding you, and desiring fellowship with you not just in church, but everywhere. Psalm 16:8 says, "I have set the Lord always before me. Because He is at my right hand, I shall not be moved." 1. It guards your thoughts and actions. When you know God is with you, your decisions are influenced by His holiness. Temptations lose power because you are aware you're not alone. Joseph refused to sin with Potiphar's wife because he was conscious of God's presence. Genesis 39:9. This awareness acts like a spiritual shield, filtering your words, choices, and even your motives. 2. It builds continuous fellowship with God. Being aware of God's presence turns your whole day into prayer. You talk to Him in the market, in traffic, at work, in school just as you would with a close friend. This unceasing prayer, 1 Thessalonians 5:17, keeps your spirit alive and sensitive. You stop depending only on a morning devotion to connect with God. You now walk with Him like Enoch, who walked with God until he was no more. Genesis 5:24. 3. It brings peace in the midst of chaos. The storms of life cannot sink a believer who knows God is in the boat with them. In John 14:27, Jesus promises peace, not the world's peace, but His own presence as the anchor for our hearts. Even when deadlines, bad news, or unexpected events happen, you can rest because you know Emmanuel, God with us, is right there. 4. It helps you discern God's guidance quickly. When your heart is constantly tuned to God, you can sense His leading.